Cool. This is it. It's called Nobody But You, and it's pretty self-explanatory. The video will be out on June 24th on the World Wide Web, and we're having a viewing party at Duets in Martindale on the 22nd. And it sounds way different from this because it's got a full band and a ripping sax solo and all that stuff. And I'll try and do the sax solo with my nose, you know. My days are drawn shorter, I'm not long for this life. I need a family and I need a wife. I'm afraid of being alone on this dark and empty night. I need somebody to drag me back into the light. I can't have nobody, I don't want nobody, no I can't have nobody, I don't want nobody but you. No more late nights in the bars, chain smoking cigarettes, living my life, running from my regrets. No more waking up late with tequila in my head, trading all that in for a place in your bed. I can't have nobody, I don't want nobody, no I can't have nobody, I don't want nobody but you. I can't have nobody, I don't want nobody but you. I can't have nobody but you. I don't want nobody but you. Thank you so much.
Giving us little Almond Brothers at the end there.
Yeah. It's either that or Jessica, man.
Yeah, in honor of Gillum right there.
Sure.
Matt Kirk joining us on the show. Got any gigs locally that you'd like to plug?
Oh, man. Excuse me. I got all kinds of exciting things going on here pretty quick.
What you got?
Like I said, that, the music video release thing at Duets in Martindale, and then the following Sunday will be at Green Hall for our residency thing we've been doing for 5 years or so. And then on July 27th, we're doing a live record there on a Sunday.
Oh, at the hall?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, on the stage.
Really?
The actual stage. No, the stage. Yeah, I mean, I love the beer box stage, and I even loved playing in the front room when I was a teeny bopper, but, yeah, on the stage.
Making a live record?
Yeah.
Is it? Will this be your first live album?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, and the band is totally different live. All the stuff off our record and the 2 singles that we put out last summer, it's just doing stuff live is way different than the record. We all get to breathe a little bit and have a little more fun than in the studio environment.
Yeah, not as rigid. Less rules on stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Eric Dimmer will be there. Nice. Sax. Whaler. He used to play with Gatemouth Brown and all kinds of other people. He's a bad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you having a young child and these gigs and stuff? You finding time to write?
Yeah, I mean, I always got something floating along in between my ears, whether it's productive or not. And yeah, I mean, I finished a tune somewhat recently that will be on our next record, which will probably be out in the year 20 and 34. But no, probably in the spring. We're going to get through all the stuff that we're working on this summer and then take a breather. We have 3 songs in the can, but then we'll focus on that. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I've got a recent one.
Cool.
Storyteller song. I'll do it. Yeah, the first verse is about it's a baby sleeping in mama's arms. Second verse is about a veteran I came across in Brackenridge Park in San Antonio. And then the last verse is about my old man. But it's just life stuff,
Yeah. Would you like to play another song?
Sure. It's called Without the Dark.
Okay.
Baby boy sleeping in his mama's arms, unaware of the world and all its harms. She'll do her best to keep him pure and clean, keep him from growing to be cold and mean. Vietnam vets sleeping in the park, stays up all night, he's afraid of the dark. He pleads with God by the fireside. An angel appears and he starts to cry. Time has a way of knocking you down, face down in the mud, watching the world go round. You got to keep love in your heart. You can't have the light without the dark. Time has a way of knocking you down, face down in the mud, watching the world go round. You got to keep love in your heart. You can't have the light without the dark. Sitting with my dad, he was fixing to die. He didn't know it and neither did I. Well, then he said before he passed, he said, son, this life goes too damn fast. Time has a way of passing you by. Some days you laugh, some days you cry. You got to keep love in your heart. You can't have the light without the dark. Time has a way of healing your wounds. Just when you think that it's all a ruse, you got to keep love in your heart. You can't have the light without the dark. You can't have the light without the dark.
Thank you.
Matt Kirk joining us here. You mentioned you've got a show. You're going to do a big show pretty soon to make a live record at Green Hall. And you and I go way back, actually.
Yeah, man.
For the early Green Hall days for us, not quite 1876 or
Yeah,
whatever.
pretty close, pretty close.
Do you recall your first show there? What that was? what that was like for you?
Like with the band, or just seeing something?
Early memory. No, playing. Yeah, you performing.
Well, like first was actually me and my mom and my older brother sat in on a Sunday with, I think what's that dude's name? Monty Warden.
Yes.
He probably wouldn't even remember this, but I was like 17. And for whatever reason, I was on a bottle shift, so I was like working.
Yeah.
But me and my mom and my older brother came in there, and on a set break, and we played The Wait by the band.
Okay.
And that was it. And then shortly after that, me and my mom and my brother started playing in the front room. Totally acoustic, no speakers or anything like that. And then Tracy Ferguson ended up giving us a gig here and there, and then we've been doing I call it the Kirk Family Dysfunction Junction. It's always the Sunday right before Christmas. But it's, we've been doing that for 16 years. Yeah. And, we play one Christmas song. Yeah, that's enough. But I've been playing there with the band since when they opened back up with COVID. After COVID, not with COVID, that whole thing. But, Tracy needed a band like tomorrow. She said, "Don't tell anybody we're opening up. We have one of those beef jerky licenses or whatever, so we'll be able to,
food,
become a
you had to,
a restaurant." And and that was it. I was like, I can do it. And I called, my buddies that I've been wanting to start the actual band with, and been sitting on that band name for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I remember the first time I told her that name, she's like, "No." What if it was anybody else? No, I'm just kidding. I have a great relationship with Tracy Ferguson. And congratulations on her recent retirement for 40 years at Green Hall. Yeah. But, I remember listening to Tom Gillum probably the first or second week he had to say it in the morning. It's pretty funny. I won't say it on the radio, but it's pretty funny.
He struggles a little bit at times.
That's a made-up word, and he's from Philadelphia, so he gets a pass on that. But it was a big deal. Our actual first gig as the Wayfarers was on a Friday night at the hall on the stage. Of course, it was a little different because they had all the tables were moved around and there was chairs and everything. But it was like, obviously the dream, going from picking up beer bottles and all the other hideous stuff and spreading cornmeal and cleaning the bathrooms in the middle of a sold-out Reckless Kelly show, and standing up on a chair in front of Jerry Jeff Walker and turning off the ceiling fan and him. Whatever, we'll go on. That place, has been a humongous part of my life. So it is certainly, I feel like, the biggest thing will have ever accomplished ever in my life, doing a live record there with the band. I remember, when I was working there, Charlie doing his Friday and Saturday, Charlie Robinson doing his Friday and Saturday there, and I had to bring him, the stuff to the stage, which was a lot of Jack Daniels and Budweiser, but but it was awesome, man. That guy, that was like the hillbilly Rolling Stones for me,
Yeah.
I loved it.
You texted me the other day because I was playing a band on the radio that we both loved, the Subdudes. And the Subdudes, I don't know if anybody ever saw them at Green Hall, but what a show. Those guys were...
I didn't even know, where my radio was on my truck, I didn't know if I had it on satellite or whatever, and I was all, this is not my phone's not hooked up to my truck. What is going on, man? And then I looked on, I was like, oh, yeah, all is well in the world right now.
Yeah.
Because the Subdudes are on, KNBT.
Yeah.
That's the truth, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, love that band.
Yeah.
A lot of great shows there. Want to play another one and
Sure.
maybe tell us how you wrote it or how it came about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll do one. I'll do a song that I had written, completely inspired by the drought. Not that that's, I'm somebody that gets tripped out about a lot of things, and but it definitely has, it's affected all of us in this area. And it got me thinking about some of the different things that I've done in my life. Like I worked on a canoe outfit on the Upper Guadalupe called Bigfoot Canoes, just right out of high school. Wendell, yeah. In the Orange Suburban, that was in our music video. But I used to have to drive that around, I drove that to Comfort and Kerrville and all kinds of places when I was like 17, hauling canoes, when the river was thriving, And it was, we all know, we've been in a pretty serious drought. But on that ranch there was this old German man named Charlie Widener, and he was tough. So that's where the line about the pear burner comes from. It was the first time I'd ever seen somebody use a pear burner, which is, what a farmer or rancher uses to burn needles off a cactus so their cattle have something to eat. I saw him dragging a heifer through the field one day in his pickup, and I was all, man, that is some country stuff. I'm not going to say what I really want to say about that. And then, I worked on a farm in Menard for a while, and there was the hound dog out there. And so it just kind of, it was one of those tunes that I jumped out of bed at 11 o'clock at night and was irritated that I had to do that and sit down and work it out. So here it is. It's called Praying for Rain. Oh, yeah. Did this up at David Beck's place in Martindale, and, he worked his magic, and a dude named Brian Bacon came in and played fiddle. I just kind of let them do their thing, and I sat in the corner and cried.
I can't remember a time it's ever been this dry. The earth is scorched where the coastal used to lie. The bed of the river is cracked like lead paint. It's a cause for concern, don't tell me it ain't. Charlie Widener has got his pear burner out. It ain't the first time in his life that he's seen a bad drought. His cattle stay hungry and he just lost a heifer. He ain't much for dancing, but he made for some weather. I'm praying for yours and I'm praying for mine. I'm begging for mercy from the hands of time. When I rise in the morning, I lay down at night. I'm praying for rain. I'm praying for rain. Out on the farm, it's tough to be a you. That fine brown dust has turned the farmer's heart blue. Fading on the memories of Layla's tail in the grass. Just like that old hound dog, this drought too shall pass. Open up the heavens, wash the sorrow from the sky. Quench our thirsty hearts, nourish our lives. I'm praying for yours and I'm praying for mine. I'm begging for mercy from the hands of time. When I rise in the morning, lay down at night. I'm praying for rain. I'm praying for rain. I can still hear that old hound dog baying at the moon in the morning away. She'd sashaying to the room. She's destined to greet us when we reach the other side. When the rains part the heavens and we take our great ride. Now I'm praying for yours and I'm praying for mine. I'm begging for mercy from the hands of time. When I rise in the morning, I lay down at night. When I rise in the morning, I lay down at night. I'm praying for rain. I'm praying for rain. I'm praying for rain. I'm praying for rain. Thank you very much.
Matt Kirk on Roots and Branches of Americana.
Looking for reliable home service you can trust? At Champion Home Services, we've got you covered. Whether it's plumbing, air conditioning, or electrical, our expert team is ready to help. And right now, new customers get $50 off any service or repair. Don't wait, this offer ends soon, so call Champion Home Services today and experience the difference at 830-222-6625 or visit us at championac.com. Champion Home Services, trustworthy, title-worthy, Texas proud home services.
Estes Audiology is evolving to better serve your hearing needs. Audio Nova, formerly Estes Audiology, will continue to provide the same high-quality, personalized care you've come to expect since 2005. Audio Nova remains conveniently located on Common Street in New Braunfels and has invested in the latest technology to ensure you receive the precise products and care you deserve. Schedule your appointment with Audio Nova today. 830-643-0033.
Hey y'all, this is singer-songwriter Riley Green, and my idea of a good time is grabbing a guitar, a few good friends, and some cold and smooth Busch Lights. Pick up a case of your own this weekend. No guitar needed.
Busch. Enjoy responsibly. 2024 Anheuser-Busch Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When you've got 8 more hours until the brisket's done. But you've got 8 more hours until the brisket's done. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Honor, integrity, and a heart for your home just like it's theirs. That's how TA French Custom Builder approaches every project.
Building a custom home is not a construction decision. It's really a people decision. TA French's priority was to deliver our custom dream home. I'm Paul Borchard. My wife Mary and I highly recommend TA French Custom Builder. From breaking ground to move-in day, a TA French associate was there with us every step of the way.
Start planning your luxurious custom home at tafrench.com.
Hey neighbors, Cash Callahan here with Stevens Roofing. The recent high winds and hail were severe enough to cause damage in our area. If you were affected by these storms, contact Stevens Roofing for your free roof inspection. We're certified, reputable, and reliable, and have been serving this area for years. When those storm chasers come knocking on your door, tell them you're calling the roofer your grandma trusts. Stevens Roofing, 830-310-7068 or stephensroofing.net.
D&S is your family-owned coin shop, gold and silver buyer, and jewelry store. They buy gold and silver coins, coin collections, bullion, jewelry, sterling silver flatware, dental gold, and broken jewelry. You'll get the best price up front. Stop by for a free no-obligation quote to sell, or they make house calls. Look for the gold and silver sign in the Walnut Business Center just north of Walnut, where D&S has been serving you for 14 years. dsgoldandsilver.com.
Roots and Branches of Americana on KNBT is supported by D&S Precious Metals, Stevens Roofing, Audio Nova, Schoen Interiors, Ziegenbach, and Champion Home Services. Recorded at the Redbird Listening Room, June 10th, 2025, with his guest, Matt Kirk. Here's Matson Rayner.
Now, for any songwriters who may be listening, I like to throw out, if there are any little nuggets of wisdom, how do you write? Like, how does it come to you? Or have you got any advice that helped your songwriting, or anything about songwriting that you'd like to share?
Well, I didn't really grow up around a lot of that, so I do feel like I don't even really consider myself a songwriter because that is such a niche, because I essentially survived on bean and cheese tacos and cover songs for.
Did you write that last song?
Yeah.
You're a songwriter.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. So, I'm sure it's different for everybody. I have never really put myself in that situation. Somebody goes to like the one time I went to Nashville. The buddy that I was with went to like 3 writing sessions in a day, and that's cool, but that would be like my worst nightmare. I would just be tripping. I would freak out. I could probably, do that. But it's always been for me, it's either like one melody, one line, one word, but I have to, like I listen to this thing that that Robert Keane put up on his Instagram or whatever. I think Terry Allen was the one that told him, is like, look, it's not going to happen if you're not doing the thing. You know,
right.
You have to go and do the thing. You got to sit and be there, present in the moment with your guitar and whatever. And for sure, you know, that is true. Another thing I listened to Neil Young talking about, if there's any idea that floats through your head, get it however you can, as quick as you can, and dive into it. Because there has been a ton of ideas throughout the years where it's whatever, 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, this happens like weekly, if not daily, where I'm all, oh, remember that, man, yeah. It's so good to forget, yeah. And then the next day I'm all,
it's gone.
I have no idea what I may have thought was worthy of anything.
Right.
You know, so I mean, really, like that song in particular, I got out of bed at 11 o'clock, and I think by 1:30 I pretty much had it the way it needed to be, and I just left it alone.
Yeah. I think the Robert Earl deal with Terry Allen was, I know I had asked Robert Earl about how do you push through writer's block? You know, and he said, well, Terry Allen, said you just sit there and you just don't leave.
Yeah, you don't get up and make a sandwich. Right?
Yeah, you don't get up, you don't do anything. You just sit in the chair and you just do it until you push through.
That's
push
hard
through.
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it you know, there's been times where I've gotten so frustrated where I just put it away. I mean, there's songs that I finished like 3 years later.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've had an idea and a first verse or whatever, and I'm like, God, this is cool, but this is really annoying me now. So come back to it, obviously, with a fresh palate, if you will.
Right.
And I have found that certainly helps me. You know, if I get to the point where I feel like I'm being counterproductive and trying to force something, I'll remove myself from the situation. But usually, you know, it's like, you know, I know enough now to like do the thing. If it's happening, I better grab it and tell everybody to leave me alone.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's happening. It's happening.
Yeah. Get out of the way.
Everybody leave. It's happening. The magic is happening. Everybody go.
Yeah, that could work all kinds of ways.
You want to play another magical song?
Yeah, sure. I'll play one that I had written for Molly, who's probably, you know, on the tail end of putting the boy down for his nighttime slumber. And I had written this for her after her first son had passed away.
When I told you that I loved you, I drew a line in the sand to my heart and my soul. When you told me that you love me, for the first time in my life I felt whole. Maybe my pain defines who I am, but it's your love, yes, it's your love, only your love could fix a broken man. From the waters of the Caribbean to the banks of the Rio Grande, we blossom like the Ocotillo, love that's fragile as the sand. 2 winters together, soon the spring will be ringing the bell. We walked hand in hand together through the gates of hell. Maybe your pain defines who you are, but it's your love, yes, it's your love, only your love fix a broken heart. Now your baby's gone to heaven, and you're crying an ocean of tears. No greater earthly pain for a mother, no greater fear. One thing is for certain, you will hold your boy again. When you look to the setting sun, you see your blackbird riding the wind. And it ain't our pain that defines who we are, but it's your love. Yes, it's your love. Only your love can fix a broken heart. Yes, it's your love. Only your love. Only a mother's love makes a perfect heart.
Thank you,
Kirk. That's a heavy song.
Yeah. Well, life is heavy, man. You know.
Yeah.
But not all the time. Just most of it.
If folks want to find out about your gigs or your music or merch, they want to buy some stuff from you, how do they get a hold of you? How do they find out?
Yeah, we got a website. The website is in the process of being reskinned or whatever they say in the industry. Got a buddy of mine doing that now. But it's mattkirkandthewayfarers.com, and Wayfarers is spelled Gueyfares. I know. Say that twice. But also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page where that's pretty much updated, if not daily, then regularly. And the band doesn't play a whole lot. Once a month at Green Hall, and we have some other stuff that we fill in here and there. But I do a handful of solo stuff around town, and we're just trying to do the deal. We'll be making a little run in August to New Mexico and Colorado, which I'm very excited about that because, I love Texas so much. But August makes me question everything. Yeah. Jack, you going to 8750 this year? Oh, man, I was going to, am I in trouble for asking you that when... Okay, cool. Well, then I won't see you, man.
Are you going?
Yeah.
I think Ray's going.
Oh yeah, we're opening for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the tent at the Motherlode.
Oh, that's
right. Which I think I was listening. There's somebody told me one time. Well, whatever. I don't have to get all the way into it, but I'd heard that it's really important to stop on time.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Ray.
Yeah. So I'll take that with me there. And then we're going to Arvada, Colorado, and some other places that are not 108 degrees.
Yeah. It was Ray who he said in the early 70s he was opening up for Muddy Waters.
Oh, no big deal. Okay. Yeah.
And Ray was backstage sitting there before the show started, and Muddy Waters walked into the backstage, and Ray said, "Hi, I'm Ray Hubbard, and I'll be your opening act tonight." And Muddy said, "How long did they give you?" And Ray said, 45 minutes. And Muddy said, "Do 44, not 46.
Dang.
And that's what, and that's so Ray learned that lesson early on in his career, that if you're the opening act, if they give you 45 minutes, you do 44, not 46.
Well, we have 44 minutes in in Red River before Ray, Mr. Hubbard. Yeah, well, a year and a half ago or so, I did this kind of a fluke gig opening up for the Gypsy Kings all across Texas. And it was 2 days after my son was born, so I was was in my head, you know.
Yeah.
But I had 30 minutes, and their tour manager, this feisty gal from somewhere named Audrey, she's like, yeah, you have 30 minutes. 28 and a half minutes is awesome. 29 minutes and 52 seconds is great. And 30 minutes and 2 seconds is not. I was all, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
right.
you know, I mean, that's a totally different deal than, you know, rolling up sweaty somewhere and playing for the next 4 hours.
Right. Right. Well, okay, and when's your show at Green Hall for the live album?
Sunday, July 27th.
Okay, that's for the live record. And then the video at Duets.
June 22nd will be like the viewing party or whatever. We're going to play. We're going to do like an hour and a half set. And then we'll watch the video once or twice on a projector. But it'll be on the internet on the 24th of June.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Matt, we've got time for two more if you want to give us a couple songs. Love your playing, man.
Thank you. I almost brought I told Chris that I brought this guitar that's new to me. It's the Songwriter Special, the J45. It's totally out of my wheelhouse, which is good to be afraid, especially in front of people, you know. Let me do a tune. I'll do a song. They usually play on mandolin, so bear with me if I, you know, forget some of the chords, how they change over or whatever, but I know this will stay in tune for longer than 4 seconds, unlike the mandolin. This song had got picked up by the Center for Emotional Wellness in Decatur, Texas, and they use it for their suicide prevention walk. I swear I do know some happy songs. Yeah.
In the morning, when you're lying in your bed and all your troubles are running through your head, just remember what makes the world go round. Find your peace before your feet hit the ground. When the fall brings a chill in the wind, that don't mean it's the beginning of the end. Don't be afraid of the closing of the year. You should be proud of yourself, that you are still here. And I know it gets harder every day, and I know how it feels not to be okay. And even in your darkest hour, there will always be a light. Even when the moon and stars are hidden out of sight. Out of the darkness, the sun begins to rise. Fill your cup, wipe those tears out of your eyes. And I know it gets better every day. And I know that we're all gonna be okay. And I know it gets harder every day. And I know how it feels not to be okay. And I know it gets harder every day. And I know that we're all gonna be okay.
Thank you.
Right before you played that song, you mentioned who uses that song?
The Center for Emotional Wellness in Decatur, Texas.
You said for their suicide prevention walk?
Suicide prevention walk that they have. Can't remember when it was, but they reached out to me last year and they heard the song and, anyway, so they played that right before everybody went walking. And I, at the very last minute, I drove up there, actually with my mom, just because I felt like it was a special thing and I wanted to be present for that. And it was extremely moving, to be part of that, and an honor for them to pick up one of my tunes and use it to promote their thing. It was a big deal for me. I mean, it was made me very
because that's what
emotional.
songwriting's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about, say, if you're a songwriter, you have something that you want to say.
Sure.
And then when you present your music and it connects like that, it's like the full circle of, this is why I do this.
Sure. I mean, that's it. I mean, there is nothing greater that I could experience than that through writing music, for it to be impactful to people, because we're all in this thing, and it's all good, and it's all bad, and it's all weird and cool, and at the same time. But really, obviously, for me, music has been the biggest part of my life. It's who I am, it's who I'm going to be. Hadn't turned me loose yet. So I feel like, without getting too hippie about it, that really, I mean, if that's the thing I can do for my time here, is to help just one or two people or whatever feel a little bit better for 3.5 minutes, the duration of a song or whatever, then I feel like, I'll sleep a little easier.
Yeah. Nice. Well, Matt, we've got time for one more, so whatever you'd like to play.
Well, I'll do the one that y'all are. It's still in rotation at the radio station.
Yes, sir.
And I've written underneath the Green Bridge when I was living there. No, I was kidding.
Were you in a van?
The bed of a pickup. No, I was swimming down there a lot during the summer of 2022, and there was not a lot going on down there. I was working construction, so that's what gave birth to this tune. I almost forgot. Sunday, July 27th at the Live Record, that will also be turning loose our vinyl.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a double vinyl. Man, if I forgot that, I was going to feel like a bonehead. So you can come and get those. And, I know vinyl is kind of a whatever. You either buy it or you don't. But it's cool. We've used all the art. We've actually, how can I forget this as well? Mr. Nelson, the gatefold of it is a 11 by 24 of a watercoloring that he did of the whole band at the Beer Box stage at Green Hall, and he even spliced 2 big pieces of watercolor together. Yeah, man, I'll have to drop one of those in your mailbox. I'll have to cut it up in a few pieces to fit it in there, but all right. Yeah, and I've known Mark, man, about as long as I've been running into you, since I was spreading cornmeal at the beer joint. All right.
You ever seen the Spanish moss swinging from a cypress tree? Did you ever wish that you can feel just as free? Dip your heart in the water, lay your soul flat on the ground, and you can find yourself in a sleepy little summertime town. In a sleepy little summertime town. Come by me, little darling. Grab us a couple of cold beers. We don't have to worry about shedding any of our precious tears. Let me show you that my love will never, ever, ever let you down, as long as you stay with me in a sleepy little summertime town. In a sleepy little summertime town. And when the moonlight starts peeking through the needles, and we're done fighting on them Texas-sized mosquitoes, we can find us a little shade and take it quick look around and make a little moonlight love in a sleepy little summertime town. In a sleepy little summertime town. In a sleepy little summertime town. In a sleepy little summertime town.
Thank you.
Matt Kirk, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Madsen,
Matt,
for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, everybody listening. Continue to go out and listen to live music and make the world go round.
Yeah.
Tom, I hope you feel better.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming out to Roots and
Good night.
Branches.
Adios.
Redbird.